Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, we've taken a look at the VZ 55, obviously the Tier 10 heavy tank. Today we're going to look at the Tier 9 version, the TNH T Vz 51. Very weird name, but what is the tank like, and of course, is it worth grinding, or would I skip the tank with 3 XP to go for the Tier 10 very quick, a lot quicker? Of course, it does have that combat stabilization as well. If you don't know what that is, basically you keep your dispersion, aim time, etc. If when you are going less than 15 kilometers per hour, exactly the same as the VZ 55. Now, overall, the tank, it's not too bad, but the stat wise are not like the best. 2,320 DPM, that is a 10.9 second reload. Penetration is 247 on your AP, 310 on your APCR, and 68 on your HE. You've got a 420 alpha gun, 360 on your APCR, and 540 on your HE. Aim time is not great at 4.2, the same as the gun. Dispersion at 0.354. You do have 7 degrees of gun depression, which isn't too bad for what the tank is, and the top speed is 38 kilometers per hour. So yeah, the stat wise, it's not great. I mean, it really isn't great by looking at the stats, but putting the tank in the right positioning, it's not too bad, and it's not too bad at all. Of course, I said it in my VZ 55 video that this new mechanic, to be honest, I personally don't use. So I don't look at it and think, right, this tank is really, really strong because it's got this mechanic. No, I don't really use that mechanic, and maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I should use it more, but it's just something that I don't feel changes the tank massively. And again, that is my own opinion. Someone else might come and think, you know what, this mechanic is absolutely great. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not, but just for me, I don't really feel the effects from it. So armor profile wise, yeah, the turret is pretty nice. You can of course get bounces on the turret, however the hull isn't the greatest, but you can still get bounces on that hull as well. Again, the DPM isn't the worst, but of course, yeah, it isn't the best either, and the same with the penetration. Now, I run this with the rammer because of the DPM, just to get the DPM up a little bit, and because it's APCR, using the calibrated shells doesn't really have too much effect from it, so it doesn't change it too much. I would prefer having just a little bit more DPM. And overall, I do think the tank could do better with that DPM. Maybe Wargaming could lower the reload, just maybe even by like a second. I would kind of like that, but I think it is kind of balanced how it is. You know, I don't think it needs too much changing. Is it a tank that I enjoy? Yeah, you know, for a few battles, I don't mind it, but it's probably a tank that I will play it for a little while and then probably get a little bit bored most of the way through, and then I would probably use a bit of free XP. I definitely wouldn't use all my free XP to get the tier 10 straight away. You know, I'd play it for a bit. Against tier 8, yeah, it becomes like a super tank. It really is a good tank against those tier 8s. But when you come up against tier 10s, it doesn't perform as better. It doesn't perform that great against tier 10s. But yeah, you know, it's still a decent tank. It really is. You can still get your block damage. You can still pick up your damage. And overall, the speed's not too bad. 7 degrees of gun depression you can live with. So yeah, for me, it's just a balanced tank. It is a perfectly balanced tank. Nothing OP about the tank. There's not too much that is like really poor about the tank. It is what you call the average Joe, which basically is just an average tank that is perfectly balanced, and it doesn't really need changing in any way. So far this game, 2.5k damage. Now, it is now a 2 versus 3, so it's not looking great for our team, and we are losing on supremacy points. Now, of course, I really want to take care of this Object 140, but I've got to remember that is a tier 10 medium with 3,500 DPM. I don't have 3,500 DPM with this tank, and I don't really have the armor, as you can see. So I need to try and hide from him, and I need need to try and sort of reduce his DPM by not letting him get them shots out. So as you can see, I hid behind the wall until I've reloaded. I did get a nice shot into him, and then I can push forward and try to get another nice shot, bringing him down to a one shot, which is exactly what I just did. But yeah, you can see, like, I did get the help with from the E100. The E100 actually does really, really good this game. And to be honest, he's the difference between winning or losing this game. So there is now 2 tanks left alive. One of them is this TVP. Now, I'm only on 700 hit points, so yeah, I need to be very, very careful. If the TVP rushes me, then I am done for. So I'm trying to rush forward as quickly as possible to get close to the E100. That is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get close to that E100. Try and get the shot there, and of course, yeah, that was, you know, I hit him where I wanted to, but sadly, I did not pen him. So now I'm going to chase the TVP. Now, there's one reason I'm chasing the TVP, because he's dealing with my E100. He's not looking at me, and by the time I get there, he has just about gone on to a reload. But yeah, I completely missed my shot there on that TVP. A bit silly, but well done to that E100. So of course I want to cap the base, because they do have 2 caps. We are losing on supremacy points, so me capping this and getting the 2 caps, we will overtake them. So I get that shot off on the Type 71, and then I'm thinking, you know what, I should be able to get him on the reload here. So I am pushing forward. Then stupidly, I bounced my shot. You know, I went for the front plate. He just moved at the last second, and it is game over for me. But the E100's got plenty of hit points, and he does a fantastic job in getting that victory. So well played to that guy. Moving on to the next game. This time it is a tier 8 game, and as I've said at the start, like, when you are up against those tier 8s, it does make a difference, you know. Of course it does make it more enjoyable, because you might be able to get the damage. Of course, you might even be able to get the block damage, because they don't have the same kind of pen that tier 10s do. So looking at this tank from a tier 8 point of view, then yeah, it is absolutely very, very strong when it comes to the armor. And it will look strong as well. You'll look at it from a tier 8 and you think, bloody hell, this tank's super, super strong. But yeah, then again, you look at it from a tier 10 point of view, and it is nothing special. It really isn't. But perfectly balanced tank, I get that. And there are a few tanks in tier 9 like that, you know. It is a tier 9 heavy tank. How good is it compared to the other tier 9s? I mean, it's still pretty decent. You've got the E75. Frontally, the E75 is very, very strong with a weak lower plate. And also the E75 has the cheeks that are quite weak as well. So yeah, this has a couple of weak points on the turret. But it definitely performs better when you are on a ridge, and of course you do need to try to hide your hatch as much as possible. So I'll switch to the HE there against the waffle, and I'm like, okay, do I need to turn around to deal with the WZ11114? But I thought, you know what, no, I want to deal with the waffle. He's the easier target, and for me, he's probably the most dangerous target. Over the WZ, he's probably the more dangerous target. So of course I wanted to deal with that guy. He's got speed, he's got a nice gun, so yeah, I really did want to take care of the waffle. But now he's backed up, I'm thinking, okay, what do? Go forward or do I go back? So I'm now committed, you know, I'm ignoring the guy behind me, and I'm committed to go for this waffle. He's now a one shot. I'm trying to angle to make it difficult, and as you can see, it worked, you know. So 1400 block damage I have managed to get. So you can see, like, especially if you're top tier, you are able to get that block damage. But yeah, in the open like that, then yeah, they can also penetrate you very, very easily as well. If you give them the chance to aim, they will be able to penetrate you. So you've got to try and make it difficult for them. Don't make it easy. And that's the same with any tank, you know. Like now, I've come out sideways. I could have made it difficult for him by sort of side scraping, moving sideways, but because even if I was moving sideways, I would still keep my aim time and I'd keep my dispersion, so it wouldn't change in that aspect. But yeah, he's almost dead. It is a 4 versus 1, and it is game over. So not a bad tank. It really isn't a bad tank. Nothing like wow about the tank, but it's still a not bad tank at all. But it's one of those that definitely after a while I will get a little bit bored of, and I'll probably would use a little bit of free XP to get that VZ 55. So let me know your thoughts on this tank below. Is it a tank that you really love, or is it one of those tanks that you just hate. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.
With